magical book nook with Freddie Kruger. Like, who could say no to that? So I wanted to clue you in on this little secret project I have going on. I didn't show you from the very beginning because I didn't even know how to make it, but I've started and I think I know what to do now. So I'm going to show you how to make your very own book nook. What is a book nook? So a book nook, if you search for it on the internet, is a little miniature scene inside a book-sized cover that slips into your bookshelf, also called like a bookshelf diorama. Let me show you. So here's the Harry Potter series. So this is your basic size of a book nook, except inside you would have a little scene like an alleyway, and then you would take this and just place it into your bookshelf. So there would be a book on this side, and a little alleyway scene, all magical and tiny in there. So if you want a book nook, the first thing you need to do is decide the size. Next thing I did is I went to Joann's because they have basswood there, which is really great for making little miniatures. So you're also going to need tools to cut your basswood. Once I measured everything out, I do have a handheld jigsaw that I used, and in a minute I'll show you how to cut straight lines. It's a little trick. So you're going to need some tools. Other things you're going to need: ruler, pencil, X-Acto knife, scissors, a marker if you feel like you need it, and glue. For glue, I definitely recommend Aleene's Tacky Glue. It sticks everything together and is amazing. And the comic book shop looks like this. Isn't that cool? And I wasn't sure where to begin, so I took the side that I wanted the shop to be on, and I kind of sketched it out. So you can see I sketched out where I wanted the shop and kind of about where I wanted the upstairs part to be. And then I started measuring and drawing straight lines. And that gave me a pattern to start working with. I knew I wanted to make this out of cardboard. Cardboard's pretty easy, but I needed two different thicknesses. I needed thick cardboard and thin cardboard. So I got my thick cardboard because I have cats. And cat litter boxes are great to use for thick cardboard. And for thin cardboard, you can use cereal boxes, but I eat Cheez-Its, so I have Cheez-Its boxes for that. So the first thing I did is I started on the bottom because we knew this was going to be an alleyway scene. So here's the front of the book, so book nook, so you would be looking in this way. And I have the cobbled street, I have some sidewalk, and it turns and goes around the corner because don't forget, Freddie Kruger has to be coming around the corner. I also drew on there about how far out I wanted the building to come, because I've got a building on this side, I'll have a building on this side, and a building on this side. As things recede into the alleyway, things get smaller, so I've got I just made the sidewalk a little smaller and the cobblestones a little smaller, just to help with that illusion of depth. Next, I took my shop and I kind of fit it on the side, so I left space there. I fit it on the side to see what it would look like. Okay, I like that. And I started using this design and reproducing it on my cardboard, kind of measuring it out. I knew I wanted it to come away from the wall a bit. So this is what I've got. So here's what I have, and here's the comic shop. As you can see, we've got the front of the comic shop with the window, the door, the air conditioner is right here, the building next door, and the building above started. So I made all this out of cardboard. You can see some supports on the inside to help support the building, and it's only held together with glue. So this was all made out of the thicker cardboard, and I used the thinner cardboard to add a little dimension to the molding, to make the air conditioner box and the brick. So to make the bricks, I took the thinner cardboard from my cheese and I used a paper cutter just so I can get long, even strips of cardboard without having to sit there and cut them out with my X-Acto knife. And it worked pretty well. Then I just measured out and cut them and glued them on. So right now the shop's looking pretty good. I have left holes for lights. I think I'm just going to use little battery operated string lights like you get at Joann's. And it fits on here pretty well and goes like this. So here we've got the street, and you would look at the book nook like that. So we have room for another building on this side, and the back's probably going to have to be a pretty flat building to get it to work. This is ready for primer, and I'm going to paint everything with black primer inside and out, and then I can paint on top of that, because this is like a grubby, like alley kind of scene, because we're talking Freddie Kruger's coming around the corner, so it can't be pretty. So I've got to make it pretty dark, so I'm going to start with a dark underlayer. So that's as far as I have been able to get. I'm going to have you come on the rest of the journey with me as I begin to build, and hopefully you will be able to recreate with these skills your own book nook, because it's not that hard, it's just going to take you time. And it's all about experimentation and figuring out what works. So come along with me on the journey. Let's get going.